Timer's ticking. Last chance to hit those likes. Let's get the party started. Yo, what's up, Chris Marie? You said George pulled a Johnny Walker bottle again. I actually saw that last night. I did. George is pulling out the alcohol. Probably time to buy. Oh man, you know it's time. You know fear settle in when George is pulling out the Johnny Walker bottle. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Let's talk some charts today, guys. Is it possible? You know, I know. I'm not totally convinced that the low of the low is in here, but could we see a little bit of a short squeeze as the bottom shorters, right, as we call them? Everyone who missed the whole move down decides to go short at the low. Let's get it. Let's jump on in, man. Let's go. Jonathan said Shiba with 0.000009. Love it. Give me more. What's going on, John? Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you, man. Who we got here? Captain Fomo Huddleston to the rescue. Oh man, what happened to the camera? What happened to the camera here? Holy shit. It's going to be one of those days, isn't it? It's a sign that the camera crashes, that Bitcoin's going to crash even more. Holy shiza. We got to fix the camera, guys. Good morning. How's everyone doing today? Let me know how you're doing. How you feeling, guys? Are you feeling good? You feeling bad? You feeling scared? Are you feeling like the world is ending? Well, I will say this. You guys can see, I've been saying this the last couple of days, but the fear is really settling in around the market. I can see it on YouTube. I can see it on Twitter. That the sentiment is pretty bad. And I understand, right? Now you got a bank failing outside of the cryptoverse. You got, you got a ton of shit going on inside the cryptoverse. You got a ton of shit going on right now for crypto, macro, a bunch of shit. So let's talk about it. I do still look as next week's CPI, next Tuesday. Like I said, guys, do I have really any clue what's going to happen between now and next Tuesday? I don't know. But here's the thing. Next Tuesday is still the day I'm looking for. And I want to say this in the beginning. Next Tuesday is still the day I'm looking for that possible turning point to the upside where all this fear is settling into the markets. I don't know why this keeps happening, man. I don't know why the camera keeps crashing today. That is a bad sign. That's some bad juju for today, guys. Be very, very careful today. The camera is crashing this morning, which means be careful for Bitcoin also crashing. Guys, by the way, I didn't tell you this because I was sort of a little bit superstitious. But by the way, before we start the price action, guys, I turned on my computer a couple of days ago, and guys, this is a totally valid story. I can even show you screenshots after the stream in the Discord. I turned on my computer a couple of days ago, right? And I have it so like the screensaver turns to something random every time. You guys probably have that too. But the other day, I turned on my computer, right? And I went to go, sign in. You guys know what the back or the sign in page was. It was a picture of a bear, and it was a picture of a bear on a mountain. And I don't kid you. I'll show you the damn freaking thing after the stream. It's been my screensaver for the last 3 days. Was it trying to tell me something? I don't know. But I wasn't convinced of it, so I didn't even think of anything of it. And now I'm like, damn, they were trying to tell me something. Google was trying to tell me something, man. As much as I don't like Google or Microsoft or whatever this is, they were trying to tell me something, bro. Let's see. All right. Anyways, guys, 19,889. So Bitcoin, could we see a little bit of a short squeeze to the upside here? The reason why I say that is we did do a little bit of a swing failure pattern here, at least in the short term. So, man, what's going on with this today, man? What's going on with this today, man? What is up with this, man? The camera, bro. What is going on? This is ridiculous. This is highly unprofessional. But no, the reason we could see a short squeeze, guys, we did get a little swing failure pattern, right? We had 2 lows. This is on the short-term time frames. We did swing fail those, and we were able to get back above. Now we came up to like this 20K region. Will we come up a little bit higher? And this is basically, guys, just to wipe out the shorts that are shorting at the lows, because as we all know, right, the way down, we don't like to do that. But as soon as we get to that max point where it's like, oh my God, look at the market. I'm missing out on those shorts. I gotta go short now, right? That's when the market starts coming back the opposite way. When everyone thinks it's so easy to short, then they all get squeezed, right? And then we can maybe continue the downside, at least until next Tuesday. You guys know my plan until next Tuesday. But I can see the point from this region right here where Bitcoin actually does get a little bit of a move up, maybe up to like this $20,400 zone, or even like if they really want to bring this thing up, right? Which, I'd play this level by level right now, guys. I wouldn't be greedy on longs, and I wouldn't be greedy on shorts from this level. Now you're kind of at an equilibrium point where it's kind of like, okay, this could easily just dump still down to 19,000, and this easily could just squeeze back up to 20,400 here. I wouldn't be greedy either way, right? I definitely take profits if you're in any trades or any swings pretty early here, because who knows what's going to happen here. But if they really want to bring this up, right, 21,400 would be the other zone I would look at for some possible resistance, just to sort of, like I said, I think it's more likely that the fear is going to stay here until the CPI next week. So like any little bounce, I would be quick to take some profits on, in my opinion. CZ said don't FOMO. CZ said don't FOMO. Let's see. Mr. Hart said that short at the 200 EMA weekly was still too easy. That was too clean for crypto. Yeah, man, Mr. Hart, that is my thought process next week, man. I do think that the fear is very, very high right now, and I do think the CPI is going to come in lower than expectations, and that's going to make everyone flip-flop on why the market's dumping right now, which is because people think inflation is sticky. But imagine if it's not. Imagine if the CPI comes in good next week, guys. The market's going to bounce right back. I'm not saying bet your farm on that, right? But it's certainly a possibility. It's certainly a possibility, especially after a massive dump. I still look here, though, guys. To me, I still look at where we're at, really this is just one big support range. Like we had so many support resistances in between about 19,500, 18,500. We talked about that last night. Everyone was predicting where's Bitcoin going to get a bounce between 18.5 and 19.5 is where everyone was saying, and me too. I think somewhere in this range Bitcoin gets a bounce. I still look at you still have this golden pocket here at 19.2 to 18.9. Will you make it down there is the question, right? That's the question. I don't know what's going on with the camera today, guys. This is a sign from the gods to Jordan. The market's gonna crash. Accept it and take it. Take it in the ass. Take it in the ass, bro. Right? It's the bear's time to kick the ass. You know. Clint, what's going on? Imagine unicorns are real too. Hey, unicorns could be real, and it is what it is. It is what it is, but. Guys, if you look at this as one big range, right, and this is kind of what I've been saying. This, to me, is one big range. You got the range between 18.5 and you got 25,126. As soon as you broke that mid-level, it was likely you were going to get a bigger drop. So you did see that bigger drop. And to me, I still think Bitcoin could drop to like 18.547. I did scoop up some alts yesterday, just a few, Cody, FTM, and VET, just because I promised Wes that I would. And honestly, I like this range for some accumulation, right? Most people don't. Most people are in the 10K is coming camp now. 10K is coming 100% now. But to me, I did scoop up a few altcoins in this zone. Could it drop? Could Bitcoin drop to 18.5 still? Absolutely, Bitcoin could still drop lower. I think it makes sense for a little bit of a squeeze here, though, right? I like the little setup here. I told you guys, I'm not looking for a bounce until I see a good setup on Bitcoin. And this is the kind of setup I want to see with the 2 hits to the low, the rise, the fall below, the deviation, and then the break of that deviation. Now, we got to get back above this 50 EMA on the 15-minute, and then maybe we can get a little rise back up to, like I said, 20,400. If you're really, really conservative, 20,400. If you're feeling like you could see a little bigger of a bounce, even 21,400. But I definitely take profits very, very soon if you enter any longs from anywhere in this zone, because the fear is still there, right? The fear is still there in the markets, right? Futures guys, you have this problem too today. The futures aren't updating. Oh no, here we go. Stock market futures are actually green. So you got the you got ES that's up about 0.6%, and you actually have the NASDAQ futures that are NASDAQ futures are up about 1% on the day, bouncing off these all-time high trend lines. So, kind of my thought process has been, I think the stock market kind of does this until the CPI, and then that CPI is going to be the mainer. Okay, is inflation staying sticky? Or if inflation staying sticky, this is probably going to dump back down here. If inflation is coming down better than expectations next Tuesday, market probably rallies pretty freaking hard, bro. You know what I mean? Because that's the whole reason why the Fed thinks they have to do 50 basis points, right? So it really comes down to that. But, you're getting a little bounce this morning. What's the DXY doing? DX Whizzle. The DX Whizzle is down a little bit. Actually, the DXY is starting to make that little swing failure pattern too, where you got really these close highs, right? You deviated those close highs on the DXY. Could you see a little bit of a push down on the Dixie, the little old Dixie, after kind of doing the opposite, kind of that swing failure pattern to the upside? Looking a little interesting going into next week, I will say. Let's watch Bitcoin, though. Dion said, I love bearish Jordan. I'm not really bearish. I'd say I'm more skeptical until next Tuesday. I think from now until next Tuesday, anything can happen. I'm open for anything. I'm open for Bitcoin going to 18K. I'm open for Bitcoin bouncing to 21K. Whatever I'm feeling, whatever flavor I'm feeling at the current moment, that's what I'm feeling. But I'm still am optimistic for next week, guys. Nothing's changed for me. Nothing has changed. Just savvy. Should we bring out the savvy quote? Right?
Nothing has changed.
Nothing's changed as far as my thought process here. All I'm looking for is Bitcoin to make a higher low than this low. Anything above this low, to me, is perfecto. And I'm not going to stress out too much. If Bitcoin starts breaking, below, 17.5, that's when it starts getting like, oh shit, bro. We're probably going, if not to test the Pico lows, but to freaking test some lower levels from that point. But let's see. Team Jordan, Team Wes, what's going on, Wes? Good to see you in here, guys. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you in here, Wes. Who we got? Sergio said, morning, Daniel. Keith said, realistic. Thank you, Keith. Thank you, Keith. We're trying to stay a little bit realistic here. You know what I'm saying? We always try to stay realistic. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm freaking saying? And I kind of agree with Mr. Hart. I'm kind of just spitballing here, but like, imagine the smell, guys. Imagine the smell next week if you see something like this. And actually, imagine this. Imagine Bitcoin bounces from this general region next week. All right, it comes up until next Tuesday, right? Maybe it comes back down again on Monday, right? And then CPI is good. Imagine the smell if Bitcoin does something like this, right? Comes up to 21K, FOMC meeting, you get a 25 basis point, everything is golden, and then something bad happens, right? You finally take out those 25K highs, and then you come down. Imagine the smell that would ensue. And imagine everyone calling crypto a scam and I'm never trading this shit again. This shit's a scam. Imagine the absolute smell of something like this happens. And to be honest, like, I know people think this is impossible. I actually think that this is a realistic scenario. Not from the sense of like, we're going to the moon, but to take out those 25K highs that everyone's sitting in a nice comfy short up there. You know, I'm still looking at this as a scenario, guys. I don't know when. What the hell is going on with this camera, bro? This shit is ridiculous today. This shit's ridiculous today. Hold on. Let me see if I can do something here, guys. Let me see if I can do something here. Shit, man. This shit is ridiculous today, bro. Look at this thing. Look at this thing, bro. Holy shit. We are... Oh, there we go. I see me. I see me. There we are. We're lagging a little bit, though. There we go. I still don't think it's a real unrealistic scenario, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know everyone's going to laugh at that and say, ha, 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 Jordan, that's not going to happen. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. All right, Bitcoin's getting a little bit of a bounce. Here we go. Here's the short squeeze, guys. We're getting a little bit of a short squeeze for BTC. Right on cue. Right on cue, baby. How many shorts can we take out? What level are we coming to? Guys, I wouldn't look at this as a moonshot just yet, okay? Be careful. As the price is moving up, don't wait. I will say this, guys. I think right now, I just want everyone to be careful on any type of move to the upside. I guess the time to buy always is on the way down. Remember that. Okay, if price moves up to, if we get to this $20,400 zone, which is a key zone right here, this is a very key zone. 20,400. That's like the first squeeze zone I was looking at, right? This zone right here. If we do come up to these zones, don't feel the urge, the FOMO. The reason why I say that is because, like I said, next week is the real week that's going to tell us all we need to know. So that's the first zone. If we squeeze up, 21,400. I don't know if we get that high. At least, you know what I mean? Let's play this level by level. This is the first zone I look at here. Is up here at this 20,395 level. Let's actually pull a quick fib, see where we're at. Okay, yeah, we just bounced off the golden pocket here. So let's see if we can get a little bit higher on this bitch. Franco, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you, Franco. But I don't think the juice is there. I think after CPI gets ugly for a bit, it's certainly good. It certainly could. It certainly could get pretty ugly, man. If the CPI is bad, yeah. If the CPI is bad, we ain't doing this, right? I would say if the CPI is bad, we most likely just do something like this, and then we come down, And that's the thing. It's like we have to be okay with both scenarios, right? We can't be pigeonholed into one scenario. Because when you're pigeonholed into one scenario, that's when you get a little bit. Interesting, right? So let's see what we got. So 20,400 is the first squeeze zone that we could look for here. Don't rage at me, said I already FOMO'd. Nice, bro. Nice. That's what I'm talking about. Guys, if you go to the Bitcoin on the weekly, real quick, I know Bitcoin's getting a little move up, but if you go to Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, look at where Bitcoin bounced. Funny enough, right? You guys know that we did fill that CME gap, right? Everyone was talking about the CME gap. We did perfectly fill that CME gap. If you actually looked at where we bounced, yesterday. We closed the day at the perfect close of filling the wick CME gap, but we actually wicked and then took the rest of the sort of close, right? So we actually wicked right to the close from back in January 13th, filling that CME gap almost to the exact dollar, which was funny, right? Now we're seeing a little bit of a bounce. I don't know if this is going to be the bounce region, like the bounce of the bounce region, but at least a little short squeeze makes sense. And if you go to the weekly time frame, look where Bitcoin went to. Bitcoin wicked below the bull market support band, slightly below the bull market support band, which is the 20 moving average and the 20 EMA. Important level you want to hold, and is trying at least to get a small bounce. So the key this week, guys, if we want to see this theory continue, is we want to see the weekly bull market support band hold on a close. We don't care about wicks, but on a close, we want to see this bad boy hold. So a close anywhere above 19,700 on the weekly, I still think you're not looking too shabby there. A close below, we'll have to kind of reassess. You know, we'll have to reassess this overall thing here, but we'll see what we got. So far, so good on holding this bad boy. And you did wick to key weekly levels, which you did get a couple weekly closes at these levels too, which is interesting. All right, let's go back to BTC. 20,083. Can we get back above the local golden pocket? My camera's crashing today like a freaking zoo. I hope that's not a hindsight thing, you know, because listen, I told you guys on my computer, man, a bear was my literal screensaver, right? And I didn't even pick that. It was given to me 3 days ago. I didn't tell you guys this, all right? But I think I was foreshadowed. Now I got my camera crashing here. I don't like that foreshadow, my guys. Bill, what's going on, man? Thanks for coming to member, bro. Thanks for coming on in here. Michael said, just woke up to a pickle. Let's get a little short squeeze, man. Let's get all the late shorters to get squeezed out a little bit. Then we can look for some shorts a little bit higher, shall we? Let's go. Who else we got in here? Who else we got? Someone else joined as a member earlier. I think it was who else joined? Someone else joined earlier. Who was it? Let me go back up. Oh, Tiny Tacos. What's going on, bud? Thanks for coming in the chat and hanging out, dude. We're watching some price action. Let's go look at ETH. ETH. Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting level for ETH too, right? You got some previous highs, actually multitude of previous highs coming in right around this range that you got to bounce from. If we zoom in a little bit on ETH, yeah, you got a little bull div on the 1 hour. I don't know how much juice this will have, but you do have a little bull div on the 1 hour time frame here. And it's probably going to be on the short-term time frames too, right? You get a little lower low, higher low action. And the 15-minute is, 15 minutes got a nice little bull div here too. So, you know, a little bit of a squeeze. I would not be opposed to it. Is it going to last very long? Like I said, we'll see. I'd say ETH, the biggest level here, I think, is this freaking level right here that we broke down from. I think the two biggest levels, we'll mark them off, is going to be this low right here. Let me mark this off here. This low right here at about 1463, if we do see the squeeze. And then 1496 is the level if we do see a higher squeeze. So this is obviously bearing in mind, guys, that we still are in a little bit of a downtrend here. So I don't want to sound like we're gonna go to the moon here, because I don't think that's gonna happen, at least until next week. This could be a very short, shallow little move here. And honestly, like, you're getting a little rejection off the golden pocket here. So let's see. A little rejection off Bitcoin's little golden pocket zone to start the day. Thanks, Dan. Frank, I said, what a disaster. Some of these alts are looking sus. Preparing to uptrend. You think so, Blaze? You think so? Let's see. Let's look at some of these altcoins. Let's look at just a few altcoins here. Guys, I will not be streaming tonight. I was supposed to go up to see my family last weekend. It was a snowstorm on Saturday when I was supposed to drive up. So now there's supposed to be a snow tomorrow when I was supposed to drive up. So I'm actually going to be driving up there tonight. So I won't be streaming tonight, but I'm going to do a long stream this morning. We'll do a long stream this morning to kind of make up for it. But I will not be streaming tonight, which is kind of sad, man. I don't like not streaming, man. You guys know I love just hopping on and talking charts. You're seeing altcoins kind of pop a little bit here. It's nice, right? You're taking out all the people who thought it was smart to short at the way down, right? Instead of waiting for retraces, right? I'll short here, waiting for a retrace. I'll short here. Everyone tries to pile in right at the low, and then they get squeezed out. So let's see. Come on, man. This camera today, man, is an absolute. It's okay though. I'm feeling the positivity today. AVAX getting a little move up. Yeah, you see him VeChain, Theta, all getting nice. They all have like that same bullish divergence on the short-term time frames, bro. You got a little 15-minute bull div with higher lows, lower lows coming in on price. They all got that same thing. So yeah, you are seeing a nice little squeeze on some altcoins here. But we want to ultimately see Bitcoin squeeze a little bit higher. I don't want to see Bitcoin stop here at 20,137 and say, hey, you know, this is it. Stream from the car. Crypto would. he would stream from the car. He totally would. Dude, he's so good at like pulling those charts on his phone and flipping it and doing. I don't know how he does that. I tried to do that once. Remember that video I made like, I think that was like a year ago at this point, where I tried to do the Crypto style video, and man, it was tough. He's like flipping the chart, flipping back to his face, not accidentally pointing to the opposite direction. Man, he's really good at doing those little phone TAs, bro. Those little phone TAs. Let's see. Yeah, look at dollar, man. Dollar is getting a plunge this morning, guys. So we must have just got the jobs report. Let me check out the jobs report. So we just got the jobs report. Can someone tell me in the chat? I don't have actually the I know jobs for yesterday were really, really good. Looks like we just got the unemployment rate, and we're seeing the Dixie dump, and we're seeing the S&P actually dump too. Interesting. We're seeing the S&P dump, and we're seeing the dollar dump this morning. I'm and assume that we got some interesting news on the jobs report. Anyone out there can let me know if we did get some good news or bad news, because unfortunately my site does not tell me. Let me actually go to Twitter and see what people are saying over here, because I'm seeing everything start to get some for a second. So let's see what we got. The unemployment rate is to 3.6%. All right, so I don't know. Like we went up 0.2%. The best thing in the world? I don't know. Once again, I don't like to root for people to lose their jobs. I mean, it's up 0.2%. You know, is that like the most bullish number? I don't know. Like, what guys? What do you think? Like, right? How far are we on the market? The unemployment rate is up 0.2%. Shit. Rolls 311, hotter than expected. Oh, we're a little bit laggy over here. And yeah, snap camera's effing up this morning, guys. I don't know what's going on with the snap camera. Guys. We might have to just switch. Hold on. Let me switch this up. Let me get rid of this bad boy. I'm gonna have to switch this up, guys, because snap camera is going nuts today for whatever reason. Hold up. Let me get rid of that. Let me go to cameras in here. Let me switch this to this, and we should be good to go from that point. Let's see what we get. There we go. All right, that should be good. We shouldn't be crashing anymore. There we go. Sorry, guys. Something was going on with snap camera, and I said, is it a foreshadow to what is coming on next? In my case, we got how many peeps we got here today? We got 109 peeps. Let's get the extra 100 peeps. Let's get this on here going in today, man. So we got 20,101. Can we see Bitcoin sort of continue this move to the upside? Let's get it, man. Let's get it. So we got a little bit hotter than expected jobs report. In theory. Oh, echo. Oh my God. Hold on, guys.
Echo. Oh my God. Hold on, guys.
Oh man. Let's see. All right. We're gonna do this. No camera today, guys. No camera today. You guys are gonna have to see the city. No camera today, fellas. You need a production crew. You hire facts. All right, no camera today, guys. I don't know what's going on with this. Well, maybe it's overheating or something. I don't know what's going on with this today. But 20,200. Bitcoin's getting a little move up. What can we see here? We got 20,175. Markets are getting a move to the upside. You see in the futures going absolutely nuts. You got the S&P up 1% on the futures. You got the NASDAQ coming up about 2% on the futures, man. That is good news. It is good to see the jobs start to come back. I don't want to see people get fired, bro. I don't want to see people get fired. You know what I mean? Like, it's never good. But you're seeing futures come up like crazy. You're seeing the dollar get absolutely dumped. This is exactly what we want to see, guys. All right, so we're getting a hot jobs report. Exactly what we want to see. That's 2 in a row. That's a good sign. I say this, guys. I keep saying this. If the CPI comes out next week lower than expected, the market is going to moon. I'm telling you right now, because everyone's so scared of sticky inflation, the market will moon next week if the CPI is good. Not spreading hopium. That's not hopium. That is realistic, right? I just want to put that out there, right? If you have good jobs reports now, right? Bad jobs reports equals good, right? Now you got, sort of, will the CPI be good next week? If the CPI is good next week, bro, the markets will moon. I'm telling you right now. Because then the Fed's going to look, man, jobs is going to come in a little bit hotter, right? CPI comes in good next week. They're not going to do 50 basis points, man. I'm telling you right now. They're not going to do 50 basis points. If the CPI is bad, we're going to dump. Let's keep it real. Let's see. All right, so 20,184. We actually broke that local golden pocket. Will we visit the 20,400? I actually am in a long right now for one of my favorite altcoins that I wanted to buy the dip, but I was like, hey man, let me get in a quick little long on this. I might have hit my first take profit on it. Let me see. Where's ACH? Yeah, ACH getting a little move up. Let's see. Yeah, perfect. All right, so here we go. 20,200. We're looking for that $20,400 zone now, and that's a big zone. If we look up, we got this level right here, which is basically the previous lows coming in here from January 23rd. All right, so let's see. Cope? It's not Cope, man. We'll see. We'll see next week. We'll see next week, man. We got max fear in the markets, exactly how as I predicted was going to happen. So, hey, let's see. I don't think it's Cope. I think it's Cope to say that it's impossible. Guys, what did you learn from me? What did you learn from me in the in this bear market? Never say anything's impossible. As soon as you say something's impossible, that's exactly when it's going to happen. Do you remember me eating a sock? Don't say something's impossible. All right, here we go. 20,257, exactly as we predicted. Short squeeze to the upside. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's go, baby.
Strap up. We're going to the moon.
No, we're not going to the moon, man. Watch for resistance as we come up. We're hitting the 786. 20,400 is this zone right here, bro. Right here. We got, dude, the NASDAQ is up 2% on the futures, man. NASDAQ's going absolutely nuts back to the upside. You got ES up 1.2% to the upside. And the dollar is getting crushed. You got the swing failure pattern on dollar, bro. Exactly as we predicted. Let's go, baby. You got the highs. You got the swing failure pattern on the DXY. Let's freaking go, baby. It's a good start. It's a good start, bro. Max fear in the markets, man. Now it's funny. It's 25K. It's like, we're not going to dump. Now it's like, we can't pump, even though we just did 2 weeks ago. Oh, man. You got to love the markets, man. You got to love how the sentiment just shifts in like 2 weeks. You know what I mean? And then watch. I'm telling you guys right now. In my opinion, I think you're going to see people bullish next week. Oh, man. All right. So here we go. 20,238. As we kind of watch BTC here. Let's go. Planned FUD. Keith, I don't know if I would call it planned FUD. But what I'll say is this. Man. Is it a coincidence that they changed the CPI? Is it a coincidence that they changed the CPI formula to make it look bad when it was, you guys remember the CPI. CPI was coming in better than expected, right? The CPI was coming down hot. Inflation was coming down hot. And then they changed the formula in January, and of course that made it look bad. But I keep telling you guys this. Okay, I know the market's fearful. You hear in the news, inflation's not going down. Bro, inflation's going down. We ain't the UK, right? The UK is still at 16.55% inflation. Not to hate on the UK, but this shit is still hot. You go to the US, bro, this shit is down to 4.6%, and food and alcoholic beverages are taking a nosedive down to 2.54% according to this, and that's the main thing they care about is food and the freaking beverages. All right, and that may not show in the next CPI, but it will in March. It will in April. Right? So, man, you know what I mean? I'm just looking at the facts. I'm not listening to the news. I'm looking at the facts that I see on these things like this, telling me that I'm getting bamboozled by this sticky inflation narrative that I don't think really exists. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's what I'm looking at. I could be wrong, and maybe I'm wrong next Tuesday. But I have a feeling I won't be. And if I'm wrong, guys, it is what it is. You move on to the next trade. You know what I'm saying? You move on to the next trade. There's always another trade. There's always another trade. I love beverages. I love beverages too, man. I love beverages. We all love beverages. Let's see. Same as the definition of a recession. Yeah, and we changed the def. You notice that, guys? We were actually in almost in a. I think we were pretty much in a recession last year, and they changed the definition to say that we weren't in it. You gotta love it, man. You gotta love our government, man. All right, so we are at, technically speaking, our first zone here, which is like 20,300, 20,400. This is our first big zone of resistance here, guys. Absolutely beautiful. I hate my own government. We are a joke. Squirt, what's going on? Thanks for coming to member, Squirt. Guys, this is the first be careful zone. So if you did take any longs or anything like that, this is a zone where I wouldn't mind taking a little bit off the table, as this is a previous low, right? So this is a technical resistance level, right? There's still a lot of fear in the market. I'm not saying that we're going to necessarily moon at this current moment, because the fear is real. Even though you're seeing, you're seeing a lot of these things get some squeezes to the upside. You see a NASDAQ, ES get squeezes to the upside, dollar getting a squeeze to the downside, and Bitcoin getting a squeeze to the upside here. Quite beautiful, man. Quite beautiful. Exactly, man. Don't be afraid to pay yourself, man. You know what I mean? Especially during fearful times, right? These little rallies can be very, very short-lived. So don't be afraid to pay yourself, bro. Man, if we can bounce, dude, if we can bounce on the weekly, let me go back to the weekly time frame. Man, imagine the smell if we bounce back above the FTX high. Imagine the smell if we close the weekly back above the FTX highs. I don't know if we're going to do it, but imagine the smell if we close the weekly back above this previous level, and this was just like a big wick, and we end up wicking all the way back up to above 20,009. We basically only have to close above this level right here. You see this level right here, guys? Like I said, I don't know if we're going to do it, but this would be my target for this weekend, guys, is a close above this FTX high right here at 20,920 or 915. It's not actually that far away, but a weekly close back above that I think would be pretty damn beautiful going into next week. Like I said, let's let it play out. It's actually not. It seems like that's far away, but you're talking about a 3% move to the upside here. Not really much. That would be beautiful. That would be beautiful. Obviously, if we keep dumping this week, guys, and we close below, this bull market support band, I think it's, it's still likely that you're going to revisit some of these levels. 18.5. Everyone's calling like 18.8 to 18.5. Still think that's a possibility as well. I don't want you guys to think I'm like Moonboy Jordan here. I understand where we're at in this little cycle here, but just keep those levels in mind. I'd love to get a close above that FTX high. I don't know if we're gonna see it. It would be beautiful, absolutely beautiful, but we shall wait. We shall wait. What's everyone doing, guys? You guys in a long? You guys short in Bitcoin right now? You guys long in Bitcoin? You guys long in some altcoins, short in some altcoins? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. I'm open to anything you guys are doing. Let me know in the chat right now. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. Let's see. Let's see. Pay yourself any 3% trade. hey, a 3% trade, is it really a 3% trade though? You know, like if you long down here, you know, I don't think most people are trading spot. You know what I mean? Most people are trading 10x leverage, you know? That's a 15 to 30% move, man. You can't sniff on that. You can't sniff on it. That's kind of cope. That's kind of cope, blockchain bonehead. You know, I love that. You're gonna get pumped over your 3% move. I say the same thing when the price goes to the downside. You know, so I'm kind of a hypocrite in here. You know, I'm a little bit of a hypocrite, if you know what I'm saying, guys. Captain FOMO Huddle said I just bought Bitcoin under 20K. Nice, bro. Imagine the smell if that was the last time to buy Bitcoin below 20K. I don't know if it will be. I'm just sort of trolling here. don't take me too seriously, guys. You know, I will say this: there's a lot of fear in the market, but like still, if you look at, you know, indicators are indicators, but look at how long this daily stock has been just chilling at the lows here. Not gonna say it can't stay down there. This could stay down there as long as it wants to, but if you take all into account of massive fear, a massive amount of bottom shorters. Everyone was shorting the bottom, man. Everyone was shorting this little low right here, thinking, oh, I'm a genius now. I'm turning into a bear now, right? Right at the lows, right? So yeah, between a short squeeze, between indicators being bottomed out, between good jobs reports coming out today, and the possibility of a good CPI next Tuesday, I don't know, man. Something smells fishy here to me. Something smells fishy here to me. Right? Daily stocks are bottomed out. Like we keep saying that, like 2-day is bottomed out, 3 days bottomed out. You know, at some point, I think you're going to see a big move up. You know, even if it's just a short squeeze, right? It might not be the moon, right? We might be going to 30K. But I said this earlier, man. Imagine the smell of this. You know what I mean? Like, that would piss off a lot of people. Right, this move pissed off the bulls. We come back up. We take out all the shorts that thought they were comfy at 25K. This pisses off all the bears, and then we move back down and we piss off all the bulls again. You know what I mean? That would be pretty brutal. Imagine the smell. That's one of my favorite sayings here. Imagine the smell. It probably would smell like this, a little bit like that, to be honest. Let's see what we're looking at here, man. Yeah, a lot of altcoins still squeezing to the upside, guys. I mean, AVAX from the lows is already up almost 8% and was 10% on that wick. VeChain coming up nice here. Off those lows, you're talking about an 8% move for VeChain. Let's freaking go, man. Wes, you told me to buy some VeChain. Already up 8%, baby. Let's get busy. What else we got? We had... looks like Gala's getting a nice little move up. Gala from the lows. Talking about a nice 10% move to the upside. Gala also. It broke down from this bear flag we were looking at last night. And then actually got a nice move. Like bullish div. You sort of had that swing failure pattern, right? And these swing failure patterns where you make a low and then you make a lower low and then you reclaim are always pretty beautiful, man. It's one of my favorite setups, honestly. It's quite beautiful. Look at this scam wick on Gala, by the way. That scam wick on Gala got everyone going there. Shit, bro. Now, obviously, you're coming up to resistance now after a 10% little move up. But, you know, right there, you hit resistance. Bada bing, bada boom. You know, so just be careful right there as we move up on little old Gala, H-bar. Yeah, I mean, a lot of alts are coming to these next little local resistance points, but they got the W patterns. They got interesting little setups here on the immediate short-term time frames. And pretty big, like, tweezer bottoms here on, like, H-bar. Let's see if we have any other ones. ICP. 8 bouncing off the golden pocket. SHIB. Let's see where SHIB is. SHIB kind of in no man's land, actually, for SHIB. Let's see Bitcoin. All right, Bitcoin's getting a little bit of rejection. Let's see what happens now. Will Bitcoin get a massive rejection? Jordan sold his camera to buy more Bitcoin. All right, should we try to open this back up? Let's try to open this back up. Let's try to open this back up now. Let's see if we can get the camera back. Let's see if we just had a glitch. Let's open this back up here. Let's put this back on. Let's put this back on. Let's go back to Snap. All right. Let's activate this. Let's see if we can get this camera back on here now. Activate. Hey, there we are. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Tino face reveal. All right, let's see if it works. If it starts going off again, I'll just turn it off. But let's try to get the camera back on. Little bit of rejection only up to 786 this morning, guys. But I mean, so far so good today. Like the jobs. Let me see if they have the updated numbers on here yet. Sometimes, dude. I know I should probably using Forex Factory, but I like this website. It's cleaner than Forex Factory. It just doesn't update as fast. It's slightly annoying. I don't know, whatever. Man, next week is a bamboozle of shit, bro. You got a bamboozle of shit, man. PPI, CPI, bro. Jobs, like next week is a absolute clusterfuck of shit. Next week is going to be a fun one, man. Next week is really going to be a fun one. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for next week, guys. I think, you know, I'm optimistic about next week, guys. I am. I'm pretty optimistic about next week. I'm feeling pretty nice about it. And I said I could be wrong, and you know I could be eating shit, you know, but you know you got to risk it a little bit for the biscuit. You know what I'm saying? You got to risk it for the biscuit. This was my sort of accumulation zone in here. This was my accumulation zone. So who am I to say, you know, that when we do get this schematic 2 for the Wyckoff, that I'm not going to be playing around in this little sandbox in here, you know, and looking for, you know, we said like if we come down here, we could see this on a long drawn out sort of period, but eventually we'll move up. That's what I'm kind of looking for, man. I know that's rainbows and sunshines and unicorns at this current moment when you got banks crashing, you got everyone thinking inflation's hot, you got now you got Huobi looking like it's gonna freaking go under. I don't know, man. You got a bunch of shit going on right now. So much FUD going on right now, though. FUD is real. Don't get me wrong. The FUD is definitely real at the current moment. Let's see. Squirt said pump over the weekend. Maybe get a little pump over the weekend. I'm more excited for the S&P not breaking down. This is what I said yesterday, guys. Watch tomorrow, right? So the S&P broke the 200-day moving average. I said watch tomorrow the S&P just coming below and then coming right back above, right? And just kind of scaring the bejesus out of everyone saying, oh, we're breaking the 200-day moving average again. We closed below. And then we just pop right back above it. Now we have a little double bottom off of it, right? We have a low, rise, low, and like look at this beautiful candle coming out in the daily so far. Long day to go, right? We got a long day to go. We'll see if this turns to anything, but you do got the structure now. If we close today, like even if we close today where we're at now, if we close a little bit higher, that'd be better. But even if we close where we're at now we have the structure that we look for going into news, right? Where if you have this structure like this going into news, that gets me hyped. If we have this structure going into news, that gets me scared, right? Why? Because if they have this structure going into the news, that looks like they're ready to dump it. But if we have this structure going into news, this shows me, like if we close somewhere in this zone today, that shows me that they might be looking to bring it up early next week. Like I said, could be wrong, but that's just generally the thought process I look at going into this shit. It actually reminds me of when Bitcoin was right here. Last CPI, when Bitcoin was right here, we were saying, okay, let's watch for the W pattern. Bitcoin was like right here going into the CPI, right? And then obviously the CPI helped you, right, get that move to the upside like this. Once again, we'll have to wait. This is still gonna be scaring the Phoebe bejeebies out of everyone until then. It's going to be fun, you know? It's going to be fun. Both sides are going to be loud. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Did Jordan say they're still getting snow up north? Another reason I live in Florida. Yes. Yes, man. We are getting snow. We are getting snow up north on Saturday, bro. You know, so that's why I was supposed to go up to my family's last weekend. I didn't because it snowed. And then it was supposed to snow tomorrow. I was supposed to drive up tomorrow morning. Of course it's supposed to snow tomorrow morning. It doesn't snow all week. It and then it snows tomorrow morning. So that's why I'm leaving tonight, so I can go up and see my family, because I haven't seen them in a little bit. So like I said, I won't be streaming tonight because I have to go see the fam this weekend, man. So that's about where we're at. So I'll be back on either Sunday night or Monday morning. Not sure which one yet, but in the meantime, you know, we sort of watch the charts. I'll be streaming for a little bit longer this morning, guys. So hang in, get your coffee, hang out. Let's kick it. Let's watch I'll be here for the market open too, right? We got DXY coming down a little bit, ES coming up a little bit, and Bitcoin coming up a little bit on a better than expected jobs report, which is nice. Wait, I see what you did there. More snow than California? Did California get snow? I know like the upwards part of California, like Sacramento gets snow. I know like Sacramento gets snow. I know obviously that the higher part of California. I don't know. Like, does LA ever get snow? Some of you guys live in that area. You would know. Drew, don't you live near there, man? Don't you live in like Denver or some shit? Like you live somewhere over there? Some of you guys might know. Does LA get snow in the wintertime? Probably does, at least for a little bit. Those people had like 8-foot walls of snow. Yeah, facts. All right, we're still waiting to see if we can get a little bit more squeeze here for BTC, guys. A little bit more squeeze. I would love a little bit more squeeze here, because you always want to squeeze those little lemons, you know? You want to squeeze out those lemons of everyone shorting the lows. Squeeze them. Squeeze them. They all thought they were a genius. They all thought they were going to be rich. I'm going to short all the altcoins to zero, right? And they decided to go short right here. You know what I'm saying? They started to short all the way down in this low liquidity little dump, right? And then what happens? You get a bunch of them shorting. Look at the volume coming in here, right at the lows. and then the market maker says, "Stupid," and squeezes them right back up to the upside. So let's see. Now, if you were going to short, this wouldn't be a bad. This actually wouldn't have been a bad range right here. For at least a little scalp short there. Now you're coming back down. Now we want to see, okay, does Bitcoin sort of hold some of these key levels that we have down here? As Bitcoin comes down, you would like to see now some type of higher low or just a back test of the 50 EMA here. Something like that. Excuse me. It's a 17-hour drive to LA. Holy shit, that's pretty long. That's still pretty long, man. 17 hours? Denver isn't close to LA. Never saw snow when in LA? No. California snow is cocaine. No, that's Canada. Canada's snow is cocaine. You know what I mean? Like, Canada's snow is cocaine, guys. You know what I mean? Because like, you guys know that cocaine was legalized in Canada. It can literally that's where our world's come to. You can buy cocaine legally in Canada now. That still blows my mind. That story will never get old to me. Dollar taking a dump. Let's actually check the bonds. Which bonds? Oh, the bonds are getting a dump. See, this is what I was talking about, guys. Look at the triple bearish stuff. Dude, everything's kind of coming to fruition. I like this, man. Everything's kind of coming to fruition. The triple bearish div on the 2-year bonds, right? Everyone's been saying, oh, the bonds are going nuts, the bonds. But no one's paying attention that this thing has triple bearish div. You might be saying, Jordan, it doesn't matter. It can still squeeze up. The reason why I say this is, look at every major top on the bond, right? Usually when the bonds go down, that's good for BTC. All right, good for markets, right? Because people are taking money out of this, right, and putting it back into stocks or Bitcoin or whatever. But like, look at every single local high, right? We sort of went over this yesterday. Now you're going to paint a huge 3-day bearish engulfing candle on this bad boy. But look at this, right? You had higher highs, you had lower highs come in. That was the high, right? Higher highs, lower highs. That was the high. Higher highs, lower highs. That was the high. You see what you're painting now is the 3 higher highs, the 3 lower highs on this. And now if you zoom in right before next week's CPI, if you zoom in, what are we getting? We're getting a massive 3-day bearish engulfing candle on the 2-year bonds. When everyone's horse guide, oh, look at the bonds. Look at the bonds. Horse guide in at the highs. And I'm actually looking for this to drop now. That actually looks pretty sexy for a drop, bro. Looks pretty sexy. Bitcoin's getting a pretty big pullback here. Let's see what we got. Futures on the stock market still up. We got 20 minutes until the open. DXY still coming down. Bitcoin coming down. All right, so we back tested the 50 EMA. Let's see what we got on this bad boy. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. BT Sizzle. Let's all take a road trip to Jordan's house. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. We are cold up in here in Canada. Live far up north. Oh, bro. Dude, I lived my whole life in Boston area. Boston's cold. Boston's cold. I assume that Canada is freaking freezing, bro. You're probably talking Boston, but like an extra minus 20 degrees out in this bitch. You know what I mean? You're probably talking a massive, massive cold. All right, let's see what we got, guys. If Bitcoin does drop, I'd like to see it hold above 19.7. Let's pull a quick little fib. You are getting a pretty nice sell-off here. So I like to hold, I guess, somewhere in this zone. You did get a rejection off the 786. I'm just going to delete this for now. But now we do come down. We got the 50 EMA, 50 and 30 EMAs that we want to hold as support. So, you know, a rise, a retest, a continuation here. Or, you know, some type of like higher low that pushes you back up. You break back below this white line. It's not looking the best in the short term, I would say. So let's watch that. Let's watch that, man. We got 20 minutes into the open, so we're kind of just kicking it in here. There's a huge gap at 23K from the dump on March 2nd. A huge gap. Let's look at some gaps, man. Dude, there's a lot of gaps. This gap up here at 28K gets me a little bit intrigued. Yeah, but you still have these two gaps. Like that's, you know, the gap boys are real. They like to always call the gaps to the downside, but you still have this gap at 28K and 35K back to the upside. That eventually we can see be filled there. We said we have a gap at 23K. Let me zoom in a little bit. We have a gap at 23K. I see a gap. We have a gap right here for all the gap boys out there. There's a little gap right here at like 20. Let me zoom in. Right here at like 22K. 21.8 to 21 to 22. I don't see a 23K gap unless I'm just blind. You guys see a 23K gap? Or are we talking about this massive dump off candle here? Unless we're not talking about CME gaps. We have one right here at 22K though. Guess I'll go back to the daily on this bad boy. Let's see. Be a gap filler, not a gap shiller. Be a gap filler, not a gap shiller. What happened to that pump? Bulls must be on a coffee break. Don't worry, man. We just got to entice more shorts to go short here. You know, we got to entice more shorts to say, oh man, look it's coming back down. Everyone starts shorting here again, and we sort of do our thing. No, but dude, that's why the thumbnail was a small short squeeze. Where does it come to? Dude, my first target was right here at 20,400. We just missed that. Second target was, you know, if it's going to be a bigger one, 21.4. 21,400. If you do see a bigger one today. I wouldn't count that out if stock market really starts moving up today. Right? If the dollar keeps dumping today, like hard, and the S&P and NASDAQ come up hard, which they said the future, I mean, NASDAQ futures are up 2%. That's a big futures day being up there. Really, if the NASDAQ, I want to see the NASDAQ break above this level here. The NASDAQ can break back above this level here, and you got resistance, right? You kind of swung fail that resistance here, where you kind of got a little wick, you swung fail it and came down. And this was kind of a big swing fail here. This will be a key area. You don't want to come up here, get rejected again, and come down, because then like you just have this big swing failure pattern that you just back testing the previous highs and coming back lower, right? So we need to get back above 12,311 for NASDAQ. You might not do it today. I doubt you do it today, because that would be a massive move. But next week you want to see it clear this level on a close, for sure. On the little old NASDAQ. The little old NASDAQ. All right, we're enticing people to go short here, so let's see what we got. It's short, it's fat, but it fills the gap. It's short, it's fat, and it fills the gap. I like that one, Mr. Hart. I like that one, man. I did. Guys, would you care if I had a quick coffee refill and piss break here? Because I need a little coffee. I don't plan on getting off right now because Quite frankly, I expect the market open today would be a little bit volatile today. I'm expecting a little volatility on the market open today after you had a good jobs report and there was massive amount of fear yesterday. So I'm going to go take a quick piss. I'll literally be back in like 2 minutes. I just need to get some more coffee here. I'm just going to put this up here. Quick bathroom break. And be right back. I'm just going to put this right here. Quick bathroom break, be right back. I'll literally be right back. Give me 2 seconds, and I'll be right back, all right? I'll keep it on the Bitcoin chart here. If Bitcoin starts dumping, just spam the chat. I'll somehow hear it, all right? Give me 2 seconds. I'll play a little music for you in the meantime. You guys want a little music? I know you do. I know you want a little music. I know you want a little music, guys. Let's get a little music for you going. Let's get a little music. Should we play, what should we play this morning? Let's play some epic music. Why not? Let's play some of this. All right, be right back. Hey! Let's go, baby. Let's go. Guys, I just saw something. I was taking a piss and I pulled up my phone. I just saw something on the chart here. Actually, not on the chart. I just saw... Look at this, guys. Take a peep at this. Look at this, guys. Take a look at what the market is pricing in now. Hold on. Take a look at this, guys. Hold on. Let me pull it up for you real quick. I was on Twitter while I was taking a piss. You guys ever take a piss and you sit on your phone on Twitter? Let's see. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Let me pull this up for you real quick. Look at this bad boy. This is some awesome shit. Hold on, let me pull this over here. Look at this. After the jobs report today, is everyone falling for the FUD? Look at the job. After the jobs report today was bullish. Look at this, guys. The market is now slightly favoring a 25 basis point rate hike. After it was 80% chance yesterday. Oh, is it all coming full circle now? Look at this, guys. Look at this, guys. The market is now slightly favoring a 25 basis point rate hike after the jobs report showed an increase in the U.S. unemployment rate. Once again for markets, bad news is good news. Oh, is it all coming full circle? Is the plan all coming in? Oh, man. It was 80% yesterday, and now it's 56% chance of a 25 basis point rate hike today. Oh, everyone fell in for the FUD again. Man. Let me just sip my coffee here. Let me just slurp it for you real quick. Everyone falling for it again. Watch. And I'll tell you this. If the CPI is good next week, this shit's going to be at 100% 25 basis point. And everyone will be wrong. Again. So let's see what happens, guys. But that is pretty damn good. This was at 80% yesterday. 80%, 50, 20%. Bro, let's go, baby. Let's go. Guess who was buying the dip? Let's go, man. Oh, is it all coming full circle? Let's go, baby. 19,928 for BTC, by the way. We are getting a little bit of a drop here, so let's see what we got cooking. They're just typing words. They're just typing words, man. Of course they're just typing words. Let's see what we got. All right, NASDAQ. NASDAQ's still flat. DXY still dumping. So that's good. That's good. But really, we want to see if Bitcoin can get a bounce. We're at the 30 EMA. We got a slight bounce above this golden pocket zone. So let's see what we got cooking here. Let's see. Can't wait for the Tuesday stream. Oh, me too, JBH. Listen, I'm not gonna be like. I have my thesis, right? I've been saying this thesis for the last 2 weeks. Is, you know, if you do see a bigger drop, I do think it's going to be a big fear-inducing drop that is meant to shake everyone out. And I'll tell you right now, this drop shook out a lot of peeps. It would be perfect. And I'm not married to this. If the CPI comes in bad next week, guys, we're gonna see a dump. Like, I'm not married to that. To that scenario. This has just been my thought process. Is if you do start coming back down here, you're gonna see max fear, right? You've seen max fear, you know, and it's gonna be because of inflation being sticky and jobs being hot. But now that you've gotten a good higher unemployment, not anything crazy, but at least showing a little bit of signs. And you just need to get inflation down next week. And I think all this is going to be kind of overblown, in my opinion. But we'll see, right? Well, let's let it play out. And let me get rid of this quick bathroom play, because we ain't in the bathroom anymore. We are outside the bathroom. All right? Let's go. Denise said, yeah, humans are predictable. Of course, guys. All right, so what are we looking at, guys? We're kind of just hanging out until market open now. Let's check some alts. Alts should still be, some alts are coming up, some are coming down. Nothing too crazy today so far. Really just waiting on, you know, this market open here. As like I said, the market is looking good into the open. You got pretty much everything you want to see up, and you got everything you want to see down. You got bonds down, you got DXY down, Bitcoin up, stocks up. So far so good, but you guys expect some volatility right here in the first couple minutes, because it's Friday. First of all, don't they call Friday take profit day, by the way? So if they were moving price down all week, isn't Friday usually take profit day? Just saying. I could be wrong though. You know, we're not married to one thing. You know what I mean? Let's see. Inflation is no longer sticky, it's moist. Oh yeah, it's moist. I don't buy it. I don't buy that inflation's moist, man. I don't buy it. You guys know my take. Oh, this even dropped. Whoa! This thing's coming down like a hot potato. You just got new data coming now. Damn. This thing is coming down like a hot. Dude, I'm excited. I'm excited here, man. This thing's coming down like a hot 2.2, bro. Look at food. I can see it at the grocery store too. I noticed that food is down. Look at this, man. Now it's at 2.2. This shit's coming down like a hot potato here in March. The only problem with this is this data won't be shown until April, right? So the data that you might see on Tuesday might be, okay, not the greatest, but this data that comes in April, this will come in the April CPI because it's March, bro. This shit is getting skyrocketed to the downside, bro. Let's go, baby. Let's go. That's what I want to see. Unfortunately, you won't see this till April, so we'll have to postpone that for another month. Yo, Cody, what's going on? What's going on, Cody? Good to see you. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. I think everyone's getting bamboozled on this inflation narrative here. Let's go, baby. Calculated. Retesting falling wedge on the 15-minute. Oh, you talking about this Keith right here? Bada bing, bada boom. This one right here, brother. Yeah. Could come all the way back down here. Like the level you want to hold is 19,754. If you break that, you kind of break in this swing failure pattern, right? We get a low deviation. You could come all the way back down to this level. This is the level you want to hold, though. Anywhere above here would be absolutely fantastic. This skyrocket to the downside work? Rod, it could. It definitely could. Oh, Bill said the DXY is fallen. Yeah, look at the DXY. Bye-bye. I thought the DXY was bullish. Bye-bye. Swing failure pattern, man. It's kind of the opposite of what we just talked about with Bitcoin, right? You got the high. And you got the deviation high. Bye-bye.
Everybody panic. We're going to zero.
It's good to see. It's good to see, man. Like I said, I'm not holding my breath until next week. I keep saying the same thing, but I want to make it clear, right? This is all fine and dandy, right? It's a good little good sign, but don't get too euphoric and get too like, oh, we're going back up until we see the Tuesday data, guys, right? Until we see that Tuesday data, we can't get too hyped. But I like where we're at. I've bought some stuff in this zone. I bought some Cody. I bought some FTM. I bought some VET because Wes told me to buy some of that. That's about where we are at, guys. So let's see what we got here. Can Bitcoin get a little bounce on the market open? We got 5 minutes until the open. Let's freaking get busy here. Let's get busy. We need an upside down rocket. Let's go. Let's get that upside down rocket, man.
Strap up. We're going to the moon.
Let's inverse the DXY. Let's inverse this. Strap up. We're going to the moon, man. Guys, if you inverse the DXY, does this look bullish or bearish to you at the moment? Does this look bullish or bearish? To me, the fact that like if I was looking at this chart and I saw a rise, retrace to the 618 fib, and I also think this is actually isn't this the daily 50 EMA? Hold on, let me bring this up real quick. Isn't this the daily 50 EMA? I could be wrong about that. I'm just kind of eyeballing it here. You actually break below, but like this, if this can break back above this 50 EMA on the daily, or in this case, break back below the 50 EMA on the daily, which is still above. This kind of actually, doesn't this kind of look like Bitcoin's chart that we just went through a massive dump? Doesn't this kind of look like the same chart, guys? And let's be realistic. Like, doesn't this looks like kind of the same chart where you basically had the high, right? You made a higher high, then you made a third higher high, and now you got kind of this little M formation at the highs, with bearish div on the higher time frames. Kind of looks like Bitcoin's chart. Let's see. We got to break back through that 50 EMA though. But good sign there. Good sign there on the DXY. At least going into next week. Nasdaq coming down a little bit. S&P coming down a little bit on the open. So let's see what we got. 3 minutes into the stock market open here, my friends. Let's see. Buy red, sell green. Exactly, Lupus. Everyone wants to do the opposite, though. And you could tell on Twitter, man. You could tell on Twitter that people were feeling the heat yesterday. You could tell on Twitter, guys. Everywhere I saw on Twitter was, I'm waiting to 10K to buy. And that's exactly what I want to see. I want to see people wait to 10K to buy. That's exactly what I want to see. While the big players fool you and scoop up at the lows. Oh, man. Man, oh, man, oh, man. Is there a reason why JP Morgan and Morgan Stanley and all BlackRock, they're all telling you to sell? When the bull market highs, they were telling you things were going to 100K because they were using you as exit liquidity. Now they're using you as fear. It's great. It's great. All right, so 19.991. Can we get a bounce back up for BTC? Let's see. Let's see. So we got our zone. We're at 20K. We got 2 minutes until market open. DXY still shooting down. You actually got stock futures actually coming down a little bit now. Could just be kind of making it so you don't have like a massive gap on the open. I don't know. But let's see what we got. 20,015. Can we get a little bit of squeeze? They induce more people to go short here. Now when they squeeze it right back up and take those shorts again, I would not be surprised. So let's see what happens here, guys. Let's see what happens here. 20,019. Does Mina have any life at 60-cent range? Mina? Let me check out Mina, man. Guys, if there's any alt you want me to look at, just put it in the chat. If you want to look at anything on the Bitcoin chart, just let me know. Anything, man. I like to look at any chart. I like to share ideas. You know, I like if you guys have an idea, like, oh, dude, look at Tether dominance or Bitcoin dominance or whatever. I love ideas, bro. Mina, does it have any juice? This thing's getting absolutely catapulted to the downside. See ya on I don't know. This one's gotten pretty beat up on this dump. Wow, man. But let's see where you're looking at. So obviously this was a big range. I would say this was your range highs, and this was your range lows. All right. I like to look at that FTX dump as sort of that deviation low, and this was basically a deviation high. Right. So basically, what would we say? If you see a deviation low, you're usually going to come up and get back to the highs. If you see a deviation high, you're usually going to come back down to the lows, right? So I'd say, you know, in my opinion, you do what you want to do. This zone right here would be the zone I'd be interested in, right? Really this, where you've got a few different consolidations. This zone right here, you know, between about 50 cents and about 60 cents is where I'd be interested in, just because that's your consolidation low, right? Now, could it dump lower? Yeah, you can always say things are going to go lower, right? It's always lower. They certainly could, but this zone right here is where probably an interesting point, at least for a little short-term bounce, as you have many different supports in that area, you know. But this one looks like it might squeeze a little bit lower, just because, you know, you got that's kind of your main support is throughout this range here, in that area, you know. So just be careful in this one. Like, if you want to buy some at 61 just in case it doesn't go lower, sure. That's up to you. But the deviations are real, man. The deviation high, deviation low, those things are real. Absolutely real. All right, see Bitcoin. Bitcoin, the coin, man. We love the coin. Who else loves the coin? We all love the coin. Check out the S&P. Let's go to ES. Let's go to ES. So ES is right back at the daily EMA here, daily 50 EMA. Let me zoom in a little bit on this bad boy. So you did get a move up and then a fast move down. Expect some volatility this morning, guys, as there was a lot of fear yesterday. So a lot of shit changed hands yesterday. So expect some volatility on the open today, as you basically went from fear to, technically speaking, 2 good jobs reports in a row. So you're going to have some friction there on the charts. You know what I mean? There's going to be a lot of friction on the charts today. I wouldn't be surprised if today is like just a super volatile day that shakes out both sides. Like, I would not be surprised whatsoever. Just makes sense. But my key for me is the dollar coming down, which is already almost down 1% already on the day today, and bonds coming down. Look at bonds here. Look at the bonds here. This is the 2-year bonds. Everyone was saying this is going to the moon. Nah, bro. You got, it came up to 5%, the highest that this has been since 2006. And you got 3 drives of bearish divergence on the 2-year bonds, right? In the history of the bond market, when you have 3 drives of bearish divergence, this actually does start to come down. So this is coming down pretty hot and heavy too. This is nice. It's what you want to see. And that's the big kicker for me. Now we just need to see the rest of the market follow through. Now we need to see, okay, DXY is coming down, bonds are coming down. We need to see Bitcoin start coming up now. We just need to start seeing the S&P and the NASDAQ start coming up now, right? We haven't seen it quite yet, right? We're kind of just middling here at 20K. Middling, I should say. But I will say, guys, this gets me excited. The target probabilities for the Fed meeting are now, this was 80% 50 basis points yesterday, 20% 25 basis points, and now it completely flipped 56% 25, 43% 50. And what, you guys were trolling me yesterday, and I said, I still think it's going to be 25, and you guys just said, the market probabilities are never wrong. If they're projecting 80%, it's going to be 50. Well, if you made that same argument now, okay, if it's 50%, 56%, 25 basis points now, it's going to be 25 then if you want to use your same argument you did yesterday, right? I'm being kind of a troll. But, you know, I will say that, you know, if this continues up higher into that CPI, and CPI is good, and this gets back up to 70, 80% chance of 25 basis points, it's going to be 25. The market's pricing in the market's pricing in a bad time the rest of the year. If you get 25, man, the market's going to rally to the upside. You know what I mean? But like I said, we have to kind of let and wait, and then I'm going to get hate for saying that until next week, but it is what it is. DXY decelerating down. It is decelerating down. It definitely is. Let's see. You need a sunny daytime backdrop in the morning? A sunny daytime backdrop? I do. Should we get like a nice little sunshine going in the morning? I'll do that. When I get back, I will work on a background for the morning that's like very pleasant. Maybe we'll have a little like cute little sunshine in the back. We'll have some coffee brewing in the back. I'll definitely do that, man. Just for you, Wayne. I'll work on that for you, you know? The Fed said they wanted to be consistent. Yes. They don't want to surprise the markets, man. Why would they do? They don't want to surprise the markets, man. All right, let's see. So we're still just kind of chilling out. DGen long at 18,555. That's still one of my targets, man. Like I'm still looking for Bitcoin, you know, depending on what this little short squeeze does here. I'm still looking for Bitcoin. It makes sense to tag these lows still, right? 18,500 to 19,000 still makes sense to tag these lows. I'm just I don't know where the market's going to end up today. Stocks are getting beat up now. ES is coming down. NASDAQ coming down on the market open. Could just be filling the CME gap, or not the CME gap, but the futures gap before they rise back to the upside. Dollar's still coming down, so that's the good sign. That's the good sign. Teletubbies. Good call on the morning green screen. We got to be doing that, my man. we got to get something a little bit more pleasant and exciting in the morning, you know, that wakes you up, that blinds you. We need something bright, you know, almost as bright as this. You know, like this is more pleasant. Actually, I kind of like looking at bright screens. I like looking at bright screens in the morning, and then I hate looking at dark screens, and I like looking at dark screens at night. You guys ever notice that? Like right now, I'm looking at this white screen. It's nice. It feels nice on the eyes. Dark screen in the morning kind of makes you a little bit sleepy. But if you did the opposite, you're going to be blinded at night with this white screen. It's going to be brutal. Absolutely brutal. Grabbed half a BTC at 19.9. Nice, bro. Nice. Let's see. Do the Teletubby background. The Teletubbies. I never was a big Teletubby guy, right? When I was a kid, I was never a big Teletubby guy. Quite personally, you know, Teletubbies. I could honestly care less for Teletubbies. They were weird to me, like that baby sun and the grown old man moon or whatever it was. It was something creepy about Teletubbies I didn't like. I never really liked it. I was more of a. It's kind of funny because I was more of a. I liked Barney when I was a little kid, and the Barney guy ended up being a child molester. So, you know, I guess it comes full circle. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It is what it is. You know, guys. It is what it is. That's my favorite saying. It is what it is. It is what it is. Market's still behaving the same. Dollar's really getting absolutely destroyed today. Absolutely kerplunked today. I say it makes sense for 103. It makes sense for 103, bro. On the dollar. Grew up in the 80s. Who else watched Gumby? I never watched Gumby. Yeah. Always use inverse my colors at work for my eye health. Nice. Barney was never my cup of tea. No wonder. Hey, now you're not scarred from life for me to know my childhood hero was a child molester. Right. The guy who you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Let me get Barney on here. This guy, probably a lot of you guys' childhood hero. This guy right here. Do I have a better one here? Let's see. This is a jacked Barney. I love you, you love me. We're a happy family. With a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Don't you say you love me too. And these little hands. Oh, man. What a shame. What a shame, man. What a shame. Barney had so much potential, you know what I'm saying? What a shame, man. Rip. All right. I still remember all those songs, man. You guys remember the bread song that was like, I like bread and it's called pumpernickel. All right. Now I'm jacked to buy something. All right. No, I wasn't trying to show Barney here. It's just that the rest of the Barney doesn't show up. His head's up here. You guys couldn't just see the head, see? You guys couldn't see his head up here. For some reason, it just showed this part of Barney. I don't know why. But, yeah. It's about where we're at. Come on, corn. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Dollar still dumping. S&P coming down. Bitcoin coming down. Everything is coming down. Bonds are coming down. What's going on? It's like yesterday. Everything's just coming down. Everything's coming down. You know. Look at the 2-year, bro. The 2-year from yesterday is down 10% from yesterday. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Bitcoin's down 10% from yesterday. ES is down like 3% from yesterday. Shit. Everyone is just going to straight up cash. The dollar dumping too, though. Where's all the money going? Lord. Lord Almighty. Makes sense. Wayne says, is this the bond market crash we feared? I think the bond market's going to start. I think the 2-year is going to start actually coming down hard and heavy now. That's been my thesis for a little bit. I've been waiting for this bearish dip to play out, and I think this is going to be the time where it starts playing out. I do think you're going to start seeing the 2-year start coming down hot from this point. And the 10-year, I think, also has the same thing. If we look at the 10-year, looks like the U.S. 10-year government bonds here. This chart actually doesn't look as bad. You don't have the same... But you can make the case, if you look at this chart, right, that this bear div here just hasn't really played out yet, right? I mean, you could say this was the pullback, but usually when you see a massive bearish div like this, right, it's actually, you can span this all the way back to here, right? And this is a massive bearish divergence on this. Usually when you see bearish div for this long, right, this could just be basically coming back up, back testing this high from over here, and you kind of swung fail that high, right? So you made a high, you swung fail it, and now you're getting rejected from here again. And that now you're going to see that this long, drawn-out bearish divergence start to play out. You know, so you're seeing everything come down, man. Everything's come down. The exit door will be small. Let's see. We could get the fastest drop in interest rates ever. I wouldn't say that. Listen, I'm not here to spread hopium, but I am here to give you guys my thought process. And everything kind of connects, man. I think the dollar is going to come down from here. I think the stock market's going to get a bounce from here. I think Bitcoin's going to get a bounce from here. And I think bonds are going to get a dump from here. That's my thought process on the general markets. Because I think I'm telling you guys right now, I think everyone is getting bamboozled at the current moment, man. Everyone's getting bamboozled. You can see it on YouTube, bro. When I start seeing Lark and Banter and even George start drinking again, and I start seeing all these guys, man. Who else? Freaking Data Dash. When I start seeing all these guys that were super bull mode, laser eyes, bull horns at all-time highs, now I'm seeing them all calling for the biggest crash in history, bro. Like, guys, do the math here, right? I'm not trying to be like, okay, everyone's bearish, so we have to go up. That's not my case, but like when I put 2 and 2 together, when I look at inflation coming down, when I look at Bitcoin basically in max fear mode, I'm seeing all the mega bulls, right, now calling for a crash. You know, when I see that the rate hike probabilities were 80%, 20% as a 50 and a 20. Now they're back to 25 being the more popular one after the dump. I put 2 and 2 together, man. You know, and I'm gonna say that Lark, Data Dash, Banter, you know, all these guys that were like calling 100K at the highs, I'm going to say that they ain't going to be right this time. I don't know. So that's my gut. I could totally be wrong, you know, but who am I to say that that's been my thought for the last few weeks. Anyways, but let's see what we got here. It's the same old face as the highs. The day George passed out on the stream, we know it's bad. True. All right. So let's see. Bitcoin is coming down here. Interesting. We are seeing Bitcoin coming down. Dollar's still coming down. Stock market's coming down. And everything's coming down. I said this earlier, man. It's like everything is coming down. So yeah. So Keith actually put this on stream. I have this little trend line here. This is from Keith Mullins in the chat. Shout out to Keith Mullins in the chat. Bitcoin had this little trend line coming down. We are back testing that right now. We just actually retraced the 786 fib. Will this be enticing more people to go short? Will the market push down lower? Let's see what we have here, guys, because we did actually just retrace to both the 786 and this trend line that came down like this. That was resistance. Now you're also flipping that as support. So let's see if we can get a bounce from here, guys. If we don't, obviously we still have some lower targets, right? We still have, you know, this golden pocket at 18,900 to 19,200 here. So let's see what we got, folks. Let's see what we got, folks. That could have been the short squeeze. That could have been the short squeeze. That could have just been the short squeeze right there. So let's see. Gold's pumping. Gold is pumping. Let me see gold. I haven't looked at gold chart in a few days. It's always a fun one to look at. Gold. Let's see. Gold is coming up. Let's go to the daily on gold. Let's go to the daily on gold here. Gold is coming up here. Gold is coming up. I will say about gold though, like this is such a key zone for gold. If you go to the 3-day on gold, right? Obviously, same thing. It's a big range for gold, right? You sort of get your range lows, range highs, slight deviation to the low. But what do we know about deviations? We just talked about this with Bitcoin. And we just saw the same thing play out for Bitcoin too. When you see the deviation of the low, right? So you have these range lows, but you deviate the lows, you normally see price go back up to the top of the range, which would be 2,074 on gold. I would not be surprised if gold makes its way back up all the way back up to all-time highs. I would not be surprised whatsoever. That makes so much sense on the charts here. So much sense on the charts. Let me actually pull a quick. Let me see if actually this was the 0.5 retracement. Let's see if we got there. I don't know. I actually don't know if we got there. I don't think it was. Let's see. 0.5. No, you actually front ran that. But yeah, gold looks super bullish, man. Gold, from this deviation, I would not be surprised to see gold at all-time highs. Shout out to Peter Schiff. I actually really like this chart, right? I actually really like this chart. This chart's actually pretty. This chart's pretty sexy. Right off the 50 EMA too, man. Gold looks pretty damn dope. I actually, this looks. It's not a huge move. 12% on gold. I actually like that one, man. All right, Bitcoin is breaking lower, so let's see what we got, guys. Bitcoin is breaking lower. We just wicked down to the lows again. Let's see what we got, man. Bitcoin did wick lower. Let's see what we got, my friends. Let's see. Downside to Tesla is about 100 and BTC is about 12K. Could be. I don't rule anything, guys. Anything is impossible. Or sorry, everything is possible in this market. I will say that. If you don't think something possible, it's probably going to happen. You know, if you learn anything in this market, that is it. That is it. Dump it. We want cheaper prices. Everyone wants cheaper prices, man. Let's see what we got, man. We still haven't reached these range lows yet. You know. So yes, okay, we saw a small squeeze to the upside, right? This was about a 4% move up for Bitcoin. I mean, that's pretty solid. A lot of altcoins came up like 10% overnight. That was a pretty decent move. That could have been the squeeze. So we'll see if we can hold this low. If we hold this low, all is good. We make it way back up. We just induce more shorts to go short at the lows, and we come back up. But that could have just been the squeeze right there. And we still have, like we said, we still have more targets here, right? I think everyone last night sort of said they think Bitcoin's going to bounce in this range. So far, you bounce right off the top of that range, right? I think everyone in the chat was saying somewhere between 18.5 and 19.5. Bitcoin bounced at 19.5 this morning, right to the top of the range. Why? Because you probably hit some people actually trying to scoop up some BTC at 19.5, because it seemed like that's where everyone has their orders, between 18.5 and 19.5. So this range right here, with the golden pocket, but like not even the golden pocket, this range right here is a strong, like super strong support on BTC. I just don't see it dumping straight through this unless you get some really bad news. I do expect a bounce from this level. Might not be back to 25K, but a bounce from this zone at the very, very least. What kind of bounce? Obviously, we wait to see. All right, let's go back to BTC. Will we see another squeeze to the upside? Let's see what we got, guys. Let's see what we got. I bet you got there's still a lot of fear in the market. Will you see more people going short at the lows? I would not be surprised, because it's easy to short now, right? It's easy to short. And then as soon as retail thinks it's easy to short, that's when you squeeze back to the upside. We might be at that point where retail's like, man, it's easy shorting right now. All I have to do is short altcoins. This is easy. And then they all get wiped out. And then they all get pissed off. They revenge trade. Then they go long, which probably what happened right here, right? So they all go in short. They get pissed off. They say, oh, Bitcoin's bouncing. Man, this is it. I'm going to go long here now. Bitcoin pulls back. Pisses off once. Pisses them off short twice. Turns them into horse guy. Pulls back, right? And then comes back up again after wiping them out short and long. So they're not confident either way. And then price bounces back to the upside, right? It's classic. It's the classic W pattern, man. The market makers love the W pattern for this example as, let's make retail go short. Let's make them go long. Let's wipe them out both ways, right? And then those bring price back up. It's beautiful. It's always beautiful how they paint the charts almost like a little painter, you know? It's quite the fantastic, you know, it amazes me how they do it. Like, I'd love to see how a market maker actually manipulates the market. I love to see what their process is. Like, do they just are they just sitting on Binance like a normal trader and just freaking trading? Or like, Do they have a whole team that's like, okay, but yeah, buy this level, buy that level? Do they just have a bunch of bots that are doing it for them? I love to see how the thought process goes to the market maker manipulating these markets. It would be quite out just for one day. I would love to just sit in there. It would be fantastic. It's probably the U.S. government doing it. We just don't know. but that's cool. Yeah, I love it. There's no price action above daily open at all. Those kind of wicks don't get left behind until taken for long. Above daily open. Let's see. Above daily open. So we're talking about, oh, this is the 3-day. I was like, that's not the daily candle. 20,389. Yeah. To me, like, this is my first target. This is my first target, 20,400 for the squeeze. We just got right below that level. You know, they almost took it back up there, then they pulled it back from there. I still like 20,400 here for the continued little squeeze. Let's see. Ooh, the ES is getting killed now, man. Woo! Man. ES is getting absolutely destroyed. Look at this bad boy. Let's go back to the daily here. Look at that bad boy, man. Woo! Let's see. NASDAQ also right at that all-time high. Wait, is it at the all-time high trend line? Let me see. Oh no, this is off. It's like, dude, this doesn't make sense. You're actually at this all-time high trend line right here. So actually, Nasdaq's got plenty of runway here, right? So Nasdaq broke this out a long time ago, and the Nasdaq has plenty of room to, like, if it wants to come down, to be good. ES, on the other hand, is sitting right on top of that line, right? So we're want to get a bounce from ES sometime soon here. Sometime soon. All right, guys. Let's see. When we were at 23K, I said 19.5K. People laughed. I don't think people laughed, right? I think when we were at 25K or 23K, that's when, at least on my, like, I started talking about these two scenarios where you had Wyckoff schematic 1, Wyckoff schematic 2. Both were very logical scenarios, you know, where if you didn't hold 21.5, you were likely to come back to this, you know, 19K to 20 region, somewhere in this region, right? You're almost there. And now we're kind of in that grinded out major fear kind of level, right? And that's what you normally see at the sort of end here. You know, going into any type of bullish trend, guys. If you go to, right, not to say like this is the end. I don't want to be like 100% this is the end of this, but if you go back to Bitcoin's history, right, was it ever a comfy, safe assumption that Bitcoin was going to bull mode? If you guys remember, right before Bitcoin went into the last bull market, you had the COVID crash where everyone thought it was going to be a zombie apocalypse and the world was going to end. You know what I mean? And then Bitcoin went on a full-blown bull market from that point, right? And even up in this zone where Bitcoin already went from 3K to 10 to 12K, did a 4X. Right here, there were people calling for Bitcoin to go back to 3K, savvy. And, you know, obviously we continued up from here. If you go back to like these times, right? The Fed was raising interest rates back in 2018. There was a lot of bearishness in this time too. And if you go back to 2014, I think you had you had exchange crash right here, right before the bull market started. This one right here that caused this massive dump right here, caused like a 40% dump in 1 week on BTC. Literally the week before you had the 2017 bull market start. You know what I mean? So like usually towards the end, you know, of these sort of, I'm gonna say, bearish accumulation times, right? You usually see the most fear come into the market at those times, right? So just remember that. It's not going to be, I always say this, it's not going to be rainbows and sunshines and beautifulness where you want to buy, right? You don't want to buy during bad times. You know what I mean? You're not just going to get to a support and say, okay, wow, There's no FUD. Everything's beautiful right now. Man, I'm feeling pretty confident. There's absolutely no FUD going on right now. Everything's running smoothly. Man, things look good. I think I'm going to go all in on Bitcoin here. This looks beautiful, you know? No, it's going to be horrible. You think it was easy to buy the March crash in 2020? No. You were shitting your pants the whole time as Bitcoin 9K, 8K, 7K, 6K. You didn't know where it was going to end. It dumped all the way back to 3K. 70% drop in 1 week. You think that was easy? No. But if you did that, you were the winner. All right? So that's my take right now. I think you're going to get that max fear. Where does this end? I have no idea. But I'll continue to say, price doesn't matter to me at this point. Time matters to me. And if you just see that bigger dump, hey man, based off history, that's been the time to scoop it up. I just don't know if you're going to get that massive, huge, massive capitulation. I think that was last November with FTX. Pixar, it didn't happen. Let's see. I love my wireless headphones, and I went on a quick little rant alert here, man. But I always want to make that clear. Like everyone likes to panic when the market's going down. Oh my god. But when you're at the highs, you're like, man, I can't wait to buy the dip. But when the dip happens and you hear all the FUD, you're like, it's gonna go even lower, right? Stick to your plan, man. Stick to your plan, because when the market's going down, it's never gonna be pretty. You know, just like when the market's going up, it's never gonna be ugly. All you're gonna hear is euphoria. Stick to your plan. If your plan, if your plan is to buy Bitcoin at 20K and then sell it at 30K, make sure you stick to that 30K sell plan, because when you get the 30K, it's gonna be max euphoria. It ain't going to be like it is now, where it's going to be FUD. You know? Stick to your plan. Stick to your plan, because the news and everything will try to shake you out of your plan. All right. Anyways, Bitcoin's still sitting at 803. 803, baby. And let's see what we got here for Captain Old Coin. The little old coin. We're seeing some volatility in the markets on the open here. ES is getting absolutely kerplummeled today. And NASDAQ is getting kerplummeled too, while the dollar is also getting kerplummeled, while bonds are also getting kerplummeled, while gold is going up. Man, gold. Am I really going to turn into Peter Schiff here? I'm actually super bullish on this gold chart, bro. I kind of want to scoop up some gold. This is like the best looking chart that I've seen in a long time, actually. Just the perfect W formation back test with bullish divergence off the 50 EMA. Deviation of the low. This is one of my favorite charts here. I'll stay on for a little bit longer, guys. Like I said, I am streaming longer this morning because I'm not streaming tonight. So if you don't see me tonight, that is why. But I'm streaming a little bit longer this morning to make up for it and get some of this volatility. All right, Bitcoin's trying to come back up again. Let's see. Bitcoin is attempting to come back up to the upside. Let's see what we got here, guys. Did they induce more shorts to the downside on the bottom of the W formation like they always do? Where they get more people bearish at that second leg of the W formation than any point in the chart. Right here. Just for them to bring it back up in the zone. Let's see what we got cooking in here, my friends. My good-looking friends. How's everyone in here? Wayne said, yes, I heard they're only taking 10% in cash and keeping the rest in BTC. That's Mt. Gox, right? Mt. Gox, I only know this from listening to George last night. George said something about Mt. Gox being released in October. So that's not for another 7 months. A lot can happen between now and 7 months, you know? Like if the market starts recovering by now in 7 months, I think less of those people will actually sell. So we go 19926. Come on, corn. Let's get a little squeeze, baby. The squeeze ain't over. The squeeze ain't over. It ain't over, boy. You think you can short the low? Good luck. Good luck. Gold does look good. Oh, gold looks pretty pretty, man. It looks pretty pretty, and it hurts me to say that because I don't like saying anything. Peter Schiff might have a point right now. Normally he has no point, right? He just makes shit up his ass and says gold's the best investment when it hasn't moved for the last, how long? 20 years? But I think right now gold actually looks pretty attractive, I will say. Do we hit 18.8? We did not hit 18.8. 19.6. Let's see. Anderson said looks pumpy. I like where Bitcoin is just from the simple standpoint of this price action just looks like the selling is kind of waning off here, right? After a big dump, and then you see, lows trying to get smaller. This is actually the first higher low that you've made. So I do like the price action on Bitcoin as far as kind of like rounding out here, at least for a little bit of a short squeeze. It's just that now I'm looking at this, and now you got the NASDAQ coming down. You got ES coming down like crazy here. Okay, no, actually, ES is coming up now. ES is actually coming back up. So what that could have been on Friday is they didn't want to leave a gap. Right? I'm just kind of spitballing it. Maybe they didn't want to leave a gap. So what they did is obviously the futures were up 2%, 1%. They came down, filled the gap. Maybe they reverse from here now. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Yeah, see what they did? So they pretty much brought it down to the daily lows from yesterday, right? So they brought it down, right? Futures were up. Everything were going to the moon. So everyone was probably long in this morning, right? So, and what do you know? We had the jobs report, super volatile time. So what do? Everyone's like bullish jobs report before the open. They smack it back down, take out the longs, bounce right off the previous low. Now they bring it back up. That would make so much sense. And the NASDAQ actually looks a little bit more ugly, actually, to be fair. But the NASDAQ, I could see this as kind of got this like little falling channel coming in here over the time here. Something like this. Little NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ might actually have a little bit lower to go here. We kind of got this little falling channel. Some might call this a bull flag. I don't know if I would call this a bull flag. It's a little bit big for a bull flag, Normally the bull flag, like I don't want to see it this big. It's kind of whatever. But you got kind of like this falling channel on NASDAQ. And the daily, yeah. So what we want to see here is ES get a bounce and the NASDAQ get a bounce, hopefully, sometime soon here. Oh, this is the NASDAQ futures. There we go. This is the NASDAQ futures. We'll see, though. The Darth Maul candle hasn't moved since the last big war. Yeah, gold. Hey, I'm not one to be blinded by stuff. Like, if I see a good chart or a bad chart, I'll call it out. I actually think gold looks good right now. And I think, it's kind of like the opposite, because everyone's saying gold's going to dump if equities dump, but like gold's actually coming up, and the bonds are actually coming down, which everyone was saying they're bullish on the bonds at the highs, kind of like horse guy. But, it is what it is. That's the market for you. Chart patterns, man. Smack up the like button to an all-time high. Shout out to Cody, man. Smack up that like button, guys. I'm only going to stay on for a little bit longer here. I'm hoping just to see one more little short squeeze on Bitcoin. That'd be kind of fun. And then I'll call it for the day. And I probably won't be, like I said, I won't be back until either Sunday night or Monday morning, depending on, when I come home. But going to visit the fam this weekend. So streaming for extra little long on Friday. I won't be back, like I said, until next weekend. But like I said, I don't think the price action really matters until Tuesday next week, guys. That's the big kicker. And I'm excited for it, bro. I really think, I'm excited for next Tuesday. I really think a lot of people are getting this wrong. I really am. I'm excited for it. Darth Maul candle. It's funny, man, because right now you actually got stocks coming. Stocks are flat. I shouldn't say they're coming down, right? ES is flat. NASDAQ is flat. Dude, the dollar's getting... Let's go. We got to play the dollar dump song. Look at this thing, guys. Dollar's getting... I love when people get bullish at things at the high, bro. Let's go, bro. Dollar's getting absolutely dismantled here. Classic swing failure pattern, bro. Let's go, bro. Come on, man. Let's go. Let's play the dollar dump song, man. Breaking the 50 EMA. Get the high, swing failure, man. Never doubt the swing failure pattern. Never doubt the swing failure pattern, bro. Never doubt the golden pocket either. We like slightly got back above the golden pocket and then deviated from it. Classic. right at the 50 EMA though. Watch for as much as I like trolling. Watch the 50 EMA here. Be like right at that shit. Come on, BTC. This is pathetic. All right. The stocks are bouncing back up again. Perfect. Yeah, so you basically came back down to the daily open, and you got a nice bounce. Let's go back to the NASDAQ. Yeah, NASDAQ's getting a nice bounce now. And yeah, ES is getting a nice bounce now. So perfect. They took out both sides after the news. Now we can kind of let price action do its natural thing. Let's get it. Dollar right at the 50 EMA. So like this would be the kicker, right? So you deviated. Now you want to see, as much as I'm trolling, now you want to, I love to see a daily close below these 30 and 50 EMAs. They're both coming in right at the same spot. Love to see a close right below that. That would be beautiful. Beautiful. Going into next week, bro. Bitcoin kind of just chilling though. Moving average to intraday, perfect tops and bottom. Yeah. Do. Moving average to intraday, perfect tops and bottoms. Moving average. Joseph, what's moving average, bro? There's like a million moving averages, my man. But I would say, yeah, I'm a fan of using moving averages to understand the trends, right? If you're above the 30 and 50 EMAs in any time frame, you should be bullish biased. If you're below the 30 and 50 EMAs in any time frame, you should be bearish biased. Right? Until proven otherwise. So like right now, you look at the 15 minute, you're inside. You still got to be like up here. Okay, you still got to be a little bit bullish biased. Here, you got to be a little bit bearish biased. For like in every time frame right now, you got to be. I guess you still got to be slightly bearish biased, and that's why I'm not calling for Bitcoin to go to 25K or anything right now. If it does, whatever. But I think you got to be a little bit cautious on hitting any resistance points. Right, 20,400. If you're in a long, great take profit zone. If it gets to 21,400, really good take profit zone. And then we let the news next week play out. Because like I said, next week is a doozy, guys. There's CPI, PPI, jobs, right? Housing. Literally everything you want to know is happening next week. And that's why this week's kind of like, okay, a lot of fear built up in the market. You're already seeing that.
First option.
Search the first indicator, first option. All right, I got you, Josh. Or Joe. Shout out to Joe. Joe's a great name. It's my dad's name. But yeah, man. I think this week was the built up fear. Next week, you got the things that are actually going to tell you what you need to know, right? So let's get it. Joe, you said the first indicator? Let me see. The first indicator. I'm a little bit confused, bro. Joe, I want to look at what you're looking at, man. I just moving average to intraday. So if I type in moving average, it's the first one that pops up. Are we just talking about the regular? I'm so confused, bro. Like, hey, I'll say this though. If it's working for you, let it work, bro. Let it work. I just don't know what moving average you're talking about. There's 8,000 moving averages, and I just don't know what you're talking about. Let's see. Cody said, "Yeah, I forgot. There's a lot of traditional finance, bank FUD, fright, Wall Street bros." Oh yeah, bro. You got that. You got the, what was it? Capitol Hill? Is that what it was? Capitol Hill? Or no, Silicon Valley Bank. Pretty much like dropped 70% yesterday. How much is that down today? Let's see. Silicon Valley. I think this is it. Silicon Valley. Is it bank? Okay, I think it's this one. This isn't it. No, it's not it. I don't know what the ticker is for it. I don't know. I don't know what the ticker is for it, so I can't look it up. But yeah, if you saw that yesterday, that is one of the first banks that are getting crushed. And you know, when the Fed starts breaking banks, that's when they have to start thinking, man, are we really starting to break shit? Are we going too hard on these interest rates? And that's another reason. Like, that's another reason that can they go 50? Because now they're starting to break shit. Are they gonna start moving higher, or are they gonna? Like, if they go 50, guys, like, you gotta understand the implications on the economy. I know everyone wants to see that happen for lower prices, but you gotta understand, dude, if they do that, they're gonna start breaking banks, and when they start breaking banks, that's when they're gonna have to stop. You know what I mean? So, you know, you got CPI next week. You got a bank starting to crack. And that's been my thought process of why I don't think they do 50 basis points, man. They're going to start breaking shit if they do that. And see, and inflation is coming down, as much as people don't want to say it is. They halted trading on it. True. They did halt the trading on it, man. Okay. All right. So stocks are about to. All right, guys. I'm gonna head out. Bitcoin, kind of just hanging out here. Stocks are bouncing back up a little bit after a little bit of a tumble, but they basically all just tested their daily opens. They basically just took out all the longs that longed the employment news today. So that is good. And then you got the dollar, which is sitting right at the 50 EMA. Key point to watch right here. Will the dollar drop close below the daily 50 EMA? If it does, in theory, right? If we're going based off what people say, if you go below the 50 EMA, you got to be bearish, right? So we'll watch that very, very closely going today, right? Dollar never broke that 618, man, as much as people were hyping it up to do so. Never broke the 618. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Peace out. Later. Like I said, I won't be back until they're already breaking shit. Yeah, they're already breaking shit. True. All right, guys, later. I'm out of here. Peace. I'll catch you guys either for the weekly close on Sunday or back on Monday morning, depending on when I get home. Have a fantastic weekend, guys. Don't stare at the charts. I really do think you're going to see, you'll probably just see, who knows, bro. I don't really care what the price action is now between now and Tuesday. Tuesday's the big day for us, though. Tuesday's the big day. So make sure we're in here on, at least here on Tuesday next week to watch some CPI carnage or glory, you know, depending on what your thought process is. I'm out of here. Peace out. Have fun trading. I'll be in the Discord. I'll probably be trading a little bit before I leave today over here in the Discord. So get in there. I'm out. Peace. Have a fantastic weekend, guys. All right. Later. Peace.